Keeping up with the tradition of not exchanging pleasantries at the start of the episode, but I have something to share today. So let's record an episode, you freak fishes. I met with a cousin of mine over a cup of coffee last Saturday. And if I have to describe this cousin of mine, I would say that if it weren't for genetics, I would describe her as a red flag. You know? Like if we ever met at a party, I would avoid making eye contact with her. If she ever moved in as my neighbor, I would just leave town. Leave town. I'm just trying to paint a picture over here. Everyone, we all have that one friend or one cousin. Just imagine, just think about him or her. Unfortunately, in my case, it was a her. And I thought we had a good time over there. I thought we had a full-blown conversation about everything and anything under the sun. Life, career, how her father is cheating on her mother, everything. And when someone becomes that vulnerable in front of you, when they start sharing their life secrets in front of you, your mind automatically goes, maybe I was wrong about this person. Maybe this person is a good person by heart. And the world judges her wrong. And I should be there with her in these difficult times. And whenever your mind goes in that direction, especially for a red flag, I don't like giving advices in this podcast, but here's a piece of advice for you anyways. Whenever your mind goes in that direction for a red flag, just remember this golden line from me. Once a snake, always a snake. Anyways, long conversation, we go home. The next morning, it's a Sunday. I wake up in the morning and my mom goes, "Why don't you make eye contact with people when you're talking to them?" What? Yeah, why don't you make eye contact with people when you're talking to them? You remember I told you, if I ever met this person at a party, I would avoid making eye contact. And I also gave a piece of advice just few seconds ago that once a snake, always a snake. Why don't you connect the dots? I listened to her family secrets while she analyzed my eye movements. And here's one thing that I don't understand. You are a 30-year-old adult. If you have a feedback for me, give it to me on my face. Don't go crying to mama about this. Anyways, coming back to our eye contact thing. Now, a normal person would have just ignored all of this feedback that is coming from my cousin. Would have just let it go. But if you have listened to any of my episodes in the past, you know that I'm not a normal person. I believed every word of it. My brain automatically went, maybe she's right. Maybe I am missing some social cues. Last week, I spent 45 minutes talking to a wall, which is recording this exact podcast. And I'm recording this podcast that I'm pretty sure no one is even going to listen to this podcast. Last episode, I got 10 views, out of which one was mine. Okay? I got one like. Guess who that one like was from? And of course, all of this does not scream normal to you, does it? And I've been working from home for years to the point that I'm not even kidding. This actually happened to me. The other day I was booking tickets for me and my lady. We wanted to go to some relatives, blah, blah, blah. And here's the thing about booking tickets. The amount of times that I've screwed up just because I got one letter wrong, or just because I got that AM to PM or PM to AM something, and the amount of times that I've donated all my money to those airlines, it's not even funny. So every time I'm booking a ticket, that laptop of mine has full attention. And I was booking those tickets while my lady was having shower, and I was booking those tickets. I was completely engrossed, and finally I reached that last screen, which is basically the itinerary screen, which basically says that you fly on this day and you come back on this day, yada yada yada. So just to confirm, just to have one last confirmation, I shout from outside the bathroom. I go, we are flying on this date and we are coming back on this date. Are you okay with it? I hear nothing. Just shh. That's my impression of a shower, by the way. So I go again. We are leaving on this date and we are coming back on this date. Are you okay with it? Again, nothing. Just shh. To all of this, my brain immediately, like intuitively, my brain went, hello? Hello? Can you hear me? Am I audible? Am I audible? I said that through a wooden door to a lady who's just 8 feet away from me. If someone does not replies to me even for a few seconds, even for a minute, my brain intuitively thinks that maybe she's speaking on mute. I keep digressing again, going back to that eye contact feedback. My brain, as you all know now by now, that it is a very normal brain. It did not even for a second went like all this feedback is coming from a 30-year-old woman who could not make an eye contact with you while whining about it to your mom. No, my brain did not think about all of this. And honestly speaking, nothing against this cousin of mine. Even though this entire podcast is against this cousin of mine, but nothing against her. But she did not, sitting in that cafe, she did not even know what to order. You know, that waiter, he came 3 times, and the 3rd time when he came, she leaned into me and she whispered, I want a cold coffee with a whipped cream on top of it. I had to actually translate it to the waiter. Sir, she would like to have a frappe. You know, I don't know if you have ever met such people, but you know, those people who ask you to call customer care for them. You know, I don't know, their internet stops working, the bank account gets hacked, their house catches fire. They'll still come to you and they'll go like, can you talk to this customer care for me? What happened? Oh, my bank account got hacked and I want to block all these cards. Yeah, but why can't you talk to them? No, I get nervous. You get nervous? You get nervous about what? There's another human being over there, just like you. Talk to them, explain your problem, they will understand. It's a customer care executive. It's not a Supreme Court. And these are the people who have most opinions and most feedbacks to give. In fact, you know what? Everyone has opinions to give in this world. No one goes like, okay, this is not my area of expertise, so I should just shut up about this. No. No one goes like that. You open the internet, there's a 25-year-old guy going, 20 mistakes I did in my 20s so that you don't have to do it. I'll repeat it again. There's a 25-year-old on the internet going, 20 mistakes I did in my 20s so that you don't have to do it. And there are 30-year-olds and 40-year-olds watching. Anyways. To that 25-year-old guy, I would like to say that there is a reason why you are a 25-year-old Indian man or an Indian boy or whatever. There's a reason why your family members call you beta. Because you're still a beta version. That was a bad joke. Dude, you are a 25-year-old. Go F around and find out and then think about starting a podcast called Figuring Out or whatever. I don't know. I went somewhere. This is the reason that I always think that I should write before I record all of this. That I don't know how I got from eye contact to a 25-year-old on the internet. This is my problem. I do this. Someone says one thing and I spiral into 11 other things. Actually, maybe this is a social cue that I'm missing. Okay, no. We are not doing that. Where did we come here from? Oh, we came here from eye contact. Let's address the eye contact issue over here. So, I did what a mentally stable adult would do. Right? I booked a therapist. If you think that you have an issue, you seek a professional help, which is normal. So I booked a therapist. I go to this therapist and she asks me, what's up? So I told her about everything. I told her about the cousin, the coffee order, the frappe translation, the family secret that I did not ask for, my mom, the eye contact feedback, the bathroom door. Am I audible? I told her all of that. To which she goes, okay, great family gossip, but what can I help you with? So I go, okay. People say, by my mom and my cousin say that I don't keep eye contact with people while talking and I think I'm socially awkward. To which she goes, you're not socially awkward. I said, did you hear that bathroom door part? Am I audible through a closed door to a woman in the shower? She said, yes, I heard that. But as a professional psychotherapist, I would like to let you know that you are not socially awkward. We have been speaking for 15 minutes and I don't think that you have any issues as far as social awkwardness goes. I paid for 45 minutes and in 15 minutes she had all of this to say about me. So either she's very good at whatever she is doing, or she got her degree from WhatsApp. This lady, she said all of this to me while staring at me in my eyes. Not even looking, while staring at me in my eyes. She has been professionally trained to make eye contact with crazy people. So, who knows? What does she knows anyways? So the next thing that I do is what any rational person would do, right? When experts fail, we turn to YouTube. And in YouTube, I did exactly what I do over here. I started with eye contact. There's something called triangle method. If you don't know, just look it up. Then I somehow spiraled into how to make women fall in love, using only your eyes. There was a 25-year-old who was explaining me how to make women fall in love with you just using your eyes. And then finally I ended up on, if you don't make eye contact, you might be a reptilian alien. All of this is true, by the way. I mean, the YouTube part, look up the triangle method or look up the reptilian alien thing. That if you don't make an eye contact, apparently you are a reptilian. You are amongst those reptile people. So I don't know, either I'm broken or I'm not from here. I don't know, I could be wrong about all of this. Bye.
Yeah, I'm so fresh like the morning. Mouth wide open like they yawning. Every time they see me, they in G-strap.